Discretion is advised. Mama Black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
Right!
Also at 6, they look like women shopping for jewelry. Truth is, they're anything but.
They took like cash, jewelry, the watches.
Police searching for 2 men they say are dangerous and disguised.
Cross-dressing crooks grabbing merchandise and terrorizing employees at a jewelry store.
Police say that's not the only place they've struck. 7's Brandon Byers live on the scene in Deerfield Beach with this. Brandon.
Well, Belkey's, Craig, it's not uncommon to see thieves try to disguise themselves to alter their appearance for surveillance video. But this one is new. This one's a bit trickier. These thieves, according to the Broward Sheriff's Office, dressed up as women.
Hello. Hello. What are you looking for, Ryan?
Dressed as women, the Broward Sheriff's Office says these 2 men stormed this Deerfield Beach jewelry store last Friday. Guns drawn, they threw 2 actual women to the floor. One of them speaking with 7 News.
The one who has a red jumper, he grabbed my colleague, and the other one, he grabbed me, and they get the gun out.
The thieves spent 15 minutes in the store, she says, getting away with hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewels.
They took like cash, jewelry, watches, like everything, like from the front showcase, all the watches they took from the safe, everything, nothing is left from the shop.
Only their exit slowed them down.
Open the door. Open the door.
When one of the suspects crashes to the ground, trying to find the button to unlock the door. Eventually, both would get away. Thursday morning, though, BSO believes the 2 struck again, this time hitting a sub shop in Pompano Beach.
They had dresses on, they had wigs, they had base makeup, foundation, from what my employees told me, it looked like women.
Just as they did, according to detectives, when they robbed the jewelry store. Okay, take another look. If you know who these men are in the wigs there, if you recognize them despite the disguise, that could be worth a cash reward till you call Broward Crime Stoppers 954-4932.
Georgia has laws on the books regarding parents' responsibilities when it comes to the actions of their kids.
Ryan Kruger's on the story tonight. And Ryan, just how common is it for moms and dads to be facing charges in a case like this?
Well, it actually happens in all 50 states, believe it or not. We all have some sort of parental responsibility laws. Local towns and cities, they have their own ordinances on the books as well. And that's why the police chief in Morrow says what happened here in this video, well, it actually might be the parents' fault.
The brawl Wednesday evening essentially shut down the South Lake Mall. Customers ducked for cover as chairs and punches were thrown in the air. The woman who took this video asked not to be identified. She spoke with me over the phone.
There were families in there with children that were running for the door. It was just a mess. It was disgusting.
The police chief in Morrow says the teens range in age from 14 to 16. They're all expected to face juvenile charges, and their parents might be facing some charges as well. Georgia's parental liability law says that every parent or guardian is liable for up to $10,000 in damages that their child might cause. In Morrow, the police chief tells us he's looking into citing the parents for an ordinance called Responsibility of Parents to Minors. The woman who took this video thinks that's exactly what should happen.
I know you're a parent. What do you think about that? Should they be held accountable?
I think he should. There's a difference in birthing a child and being a parent to that child.
Right.
And you as a parent should know what your child is doing at all times. My kids don't go to the mall by themselves.
Mind you, this is all just the beginning. The police chief doesn't have a definitive timetable for when he might seek charges. The 16s, meanwhile, have all been banned from the South Lake Mall.
And I spoke with some legal experts who tell me these kind of parenting liability laws, they're rarely used, but the parents in this case could be forced to pay up to $10,000 depending on what kind of evidence that police may have. Melissa?
Ryan, thank you. Tonight we want to know, what do you think? Should parents face charges for their children's actions?
What began as a sideshow on southbound 101 shortly became a violent attack. On the left side of your screen, you can see the white sedan and a dirt bike collide. Then watch as the gang surrounds the car, pulling it to a stop on 101 near Cesar Chavez. Once stopped in traffic, a man in a red hoodie hops off his dirt bike and starts punching and kicking the car, smashing in the windows. All while another driver took this video. We talked to him over the phone.
They either pulled him out or he got out of the car, and about 4 or 5 of these guys took shots at him and were hitting him and kicking him. They broke his leg, and he was severely injured.
That's where the video ends, and the witness who took it jumped out of the car to help the driver. CHP hasn't released his name, but he says he's in his 30s, working for Lyft, and is recovering in the hospital. The gang took off, and CHP has no idea who they are.
Their usual MO is to be, out there riding on these dirt bikes. Never any plates on the motorcycles, so it's very tough to identify who they are.
And most of them wear helmets, concealing their faces and identities further. This video helps, but CHP hopes someone else on the highway last night has information that could lead to an arrest and get these guys off the streets.
These guys should just not be able to do this. These guys need to be put away, and there needs to be some repercussions.
Sumter police now have made an arrest in connection with a fatal stabbing that took place this morning. 21-year-old Desjuan Lemon was found at a home with stab wounds and later died at the hospital. Police say Lemon's girlfriend, 19-year-old Anastasia Singleton, was taken into custody and charged with murder. Authorities say they are still unsure what led up to the incident, but say it could have been an argument that turned violent. Singleton is being held tonight at the Sumter County Jail.
They arrested a man with a gun accused of robbing a 14-year-old of his moped last night. Police told Channel 9 they got a call about a man seen walking in the middle of the East Main Street area with a large gun. They found him shortly after on a moped near Kimbrell and Standard and Rock Hill and the loaded gun down the street. Officials say the 14-year-old and his friend identified Roberto Stewart as the man who stole their moped. Stewart is facing charges of armed robbery and carrying a pistol unlawfully.
Who shot and killed a mother and her 2 sons in their Gentilly home. A 4th victim, a 12-year-old girl, was also shot. She's in the hospital tonight fighting for her life. It's a crime that's left the police department shaken. The same can be said for the neighborhood where the killings took place. Carice Jackman joins us live from Gentilly tonight. She has the latest developments. Carice?
Yeah, Ton, NOPD is actively searching for the person responsible for these gruesome murders. And as you can see behind me, the makeshift memorial continues to grow, showing that the people who lived here and died here were loved. Kids attending Samuel J. Green Charter School stand in front of the home of their classmates hours after hearing about their deaths.
She stood up for something that was wrong. She stood up and did the right thing.
Around 4 this morning, NOPD arrived here at the 4200 block of Toro Street to a scene Superintendent Harrison could only describe as horrific. Inside, 30-year-old Monique Smith and her 2 boys, 10-year-old Justin Sims and 6-year-old Jamyron Smith, lay dead. Sources tell Eyewitness News all 3 were shot in the head and found in their bedrooms. A 4th victim, 12-year-old Amira Smith, remains in the hospital.
Amaya was always smiling and dancing around. I really didn't know Justin that much, but I know that him and his sister was very alike.
While police investigated the shooting this morning, awards for the children were being announced at their school in Uptown.
And Justin's name as well as Amaya's name was called to receive a Perfect Attendance Award, and Amaya was going to receive a Self-Determination Award. But it was a bit odd that they weren't there because the kids are, they very rarely or never miss school.
It wasn't long after that when they heard the news.
It was extremely shocking to everyone.
One neighbor says the youngest victim, Jamyron Smith, always had a smile on his face.
I never heard him curse. I never heard him disrespect a male or female. He was a good child. He didn't deserve to die like this. He did not.
As they wait to learn more, those leaving signs and balloons can only hope justice is served.
There's no code. There's no reason for a child to have to lose his life, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what things happen in life. People need to be held accountable.
And grief counselors will be available for students and staff members at Samuel J. Green. Of course, many of them are having a hard time coping with what happened here today. And of course, if you have any information that can help out NOPD, please call them as well as Crime Stoppers.